Beneath the fabric of ordinary life, there are subtle vibrations, invisible threads that guide us toward our destinies. Among these hidden codes of the universe, few shine with as much brilliance and intensity as the master number 11. In the ancient art of numerology, the number 11 is not simply a life path, it is a divine summons, a call that resonates through the very soul of the one who carries it. To walk this path is to bear both the weight of vision and the fire of illumination, to live a life suspended between the mortal and the eternal, forever bridging the seen and unseen worlds.
The journey of Life Path 11 is unlike any other. It is a path where intuition is heightened, where dreams carry whispers of prophecy, and where the boundaries between physical reality and the spiritual realm blur into shimmering veils. Those who are born under this number are often described as the dreamers, who see beyond the veil, the messengers of higher wisdom, the carriers of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. They are both fragile and formidable, vulnerable and visionary, drawn not to the safety of the known, but to the calling of the infinite.
Yet the life of an 11 is rarely simple. This number belongs to the category of the master vibrations, those numbers that carry an intensity too strong to be contained within ordinary limits. While most life paths unfold like rivers winding steadily through valleys and plains, the path of an 11 is more like lightning, brilliant, unpredictable, and capable of both creating awe and destruction in its wake. To live as an 11 is to wrestle with extremes, ecstasy and despair, hope and doubt, inspiration and fear. It is to know both the burden of sensitivity and the blessing of deep spiritual power. From an early age, those with this life path often feel different. They sense emotions that others hide. They hear the silent voices of intuition. They are moved by dreams and visions that linger like echoes of another world. Childhood may feel both wondrous and overwhelming, for an 11 does not experience life on a surface level. Every encounter cuts deeper, every feeling radiates stronger, and every moment seems charged with hidden meaning. This heightened awareness can make them feel like outsiders, unable to fully explain the depths of what they sense. Yet it is precisely this gift, the ability to pierce through illusion and perceive truth, that marks their path as sacred. At the heart of Life Path 11 lies intuition, not the quiet nudge that most know as gut instinct, but a blazing inner sight that often borders on the psychic. These souls are conduits, able to receive impressions, symbols, and visions that others miss. They may dream of events before they unfold, feel the presence of energies unseen, or hear inner guidance that comes as if whispered by the universe itself. Their intuition, when trusted, becomes their compass, guiding them through the labyrinth of choices and challenges that life presents. But when ignored, it becomes a source of anxiety, leading to inner conflict and doubt.
The strengths of an 11 are as luminous as the number itself. They are natural visionaries, dreamers who can imagine worlds beyond the ordinary and inspire others to believe in possibilities not yet realized. Their creativity is vast, often expressed through art, writing, music, or spiritual teaching, each channeling their inner light into forms that others can touch. Their empathy is profound, allowing them to sense and share the feelings of those around them, often offering comfort and healing through their presence alone. And their idealism, their belief in love, truth, and the higher potential of humanity It burns like a torch that refuses to be extinguished.
But with great light comes great shadow. The weaknesses of an 11 often mirror their strengths, twisted by fear or imbalance. Their heightened sensitivity can lead to overwhelm, anxiety, or nervous tension, as though their bodies are fragile vessels carrying currents too powerful to contain. Their dreams may turn into nightmares of self-doubt, their intuition into crippling fear of failure. They can become perfectionists, demanding too much of themselves and others, or retreat into escapism when the world feels too heavy. The very intensity that gives them their brilliance can also consume them if they do not learn balance. Relationships for those on the path of 11 are both a refuge and a crucible. Their hearts are vast, capable of deep devotion, yet they are often torn between the call of spirit and the needs of earthly love. They may long for soul connections that mirror their inner depths, for partners who understand the language of their soul rather than just the surface of their personality. When such connections are found, relationships become sacred unions, vessels for shared spiritual growth. But when mismatched, relationships can become sources of deep pain, for an 11 cannot thrive in shallow or disconnected love. They need honesty, openness, and the freedom to explore the mysteries of life alongside their partner. The spiritual lesson of this path is both simple and profound: to trust the light within and to share it with the world. 11s are not meant to hide their gifts, though fear may tempt them to retreat into silence. They are called to rise above self-doubt, to recognize that their sensitivity is not a weakness, but a strength, a sacred tool for perceiving what others cannot. Their path demands courage, for it is never easy to stand as a beacon in a world that often resists the light. Yet the more they embrace their calling, the more they find that their struggles transform into wisdom, their wounds into healing power, and their doubts into clarity. Throughout history, the energy of Life Path 11 can be found in those who stood as visionaries and spiritual pioneers, those who carried messages that shook the foundations of society and lifted humanity toward higher understanding. They may not always be recognized in their lifetimes, for the world often resists such intensity, but their influence lingers like ripples in the waters of time. For the 11, legacy is not measured in material wealth alone, but in the awakening of souls, the planting of seeds that may bloom long after their journey is complete.
To live as an 11 is to walk a path of duality. On one side lies the vibration of the number 2, for 11 reduces to 2 when its digits are added. This gives them the qualities of partnership, diplomacy, and harmony. On the other side lies the master vibration itself, elevating them beyond the ordinary into realms of spiritual insight and illumination. Thus, they are both the peacemaker and the prophet, the lover and the visionary, the gentle soul and the fiery spirit. This duality can feel like a constant tension, as though they are torn between the earth and the sky. Yet it is this very tension that shapes their evolution, teaching them to integrate heaven and earth within their own being. Challenges along this path are not obstacles to be feared, but initiations to be embraced. Anxiety, insecurity, and self-doubt often shadow the 11, but these are tests designed to refine their faith and strengthen their light. Many 11s struggle with issues of self-worth, feeling unworthy of the gifts they carry, or fearing the responsibility that comes with them. They may wander through dark nights of the soul, times when their visions seem dimmed and their hearts heavy with despair. But always, the dawn returns, and with it, the reminder that their light was never extinguished, only hidden, waiting for the courage to shine again. In their careers and callings, 11s thrive when they can channel their vision into service. They may be drawn to spiritual work, healing, counseling, or teaching, where their empathy and insight become tools for transformation. They may also find fulfillment in artistic fields, where their creativity flows like a divine current. Whatever the form, their true success comes not from chasing material gain alone, but from aligning their work with their higher purpose. When they serve the greater good, when they allow their lives to become channels of inspiration, abundance often follows naturally. Drawn to the light, they radiate. The evolution of the soul on this path is a journey from fear to faith, from doubt to divine trust. In the early stages, an 11 may feel lost, overwhelmed by their sensitivity and unsure of their place in the world. They may wrestle with anxiety or seek refuge in distractions to numb their intensity. But as they grow, as they learn to trust the voice within and embrace their role as messengers of light, they step into their true power. They realize that their struggles were not punishments, but preparations, shaping them into vessels strong enough to carry the brilliance of their calling. The metaphor of the torch is often used to describe this path. An 11 is like a flame, fragile yet fierce, easily extinguished yet capable of lighting countless others. They must guard their flame against the winds of fear and self-doubt, but they must also be willing to share it, for a torch kept hidden serves no one. When they shine, when they allow their light to guide others, they fulfill the destiny for which they were born. And so, the story of Life Path 11 is not just a story of one soul. It is a story of all who seek the light in a world of shadows. It is a reminder that sensitivity is not weakness, that dreams carry truth, and that the whispers of intuition are the language of the soul. To be an 11 is to be both human and divine, to live with one foot in the world and one foot in the realm of spirit, forever bridging the two. As we reflect on this path, we are reminded that illumination is not always easy. The brightest lights often burn with the greatest struggle, and the most profound wisdom often arises from the deepest wounds. Yet for the 11, every challenge, every doubt, and every trial becomes part of their sacred initiation, shaping them into the luminous beings they were destined to become. So, if you walk this path, know that you are not alone. You are part of a lineage of dreamers and visionaries, a chorus of souls who came to remind humanity of its divine potential. Trust your intuition, honor your sensitivity, and embrace the light that burns within you. For you are not just living a life, you are carrying a torch, a flame meant to guide others through the darkness and into the dawn. And in the end, this is the essence of Life Path 11, to be the dreamer and the seer, the healer and the guide, the one who walks between worlds with eyes open to the mysteries of existence. To live not just for yourself, but for the awakening of all. And though the journey may be filled with trials, it is also filled with wonder, for every step you take is a step into the infinite, a step into the sacred dance of light and shadow, a step toward the destiny written in the stars. For those who carry this number, life is not ordinary, nor is it meant to be. It is a sacred calling, a divine contract, a journey of illumination. And as long as you walk with faith in your heart and light in your soul, you will fulfill the purpose that was etched into your very being from the moment of your birth. This is the path of the master number 11, luminous, challenging, transcendent, and eternal.